Today I'm going to show you how to do practice test number 1, or problem solving question number 1 for Learning Guide 4. Andreas runs 4 kilometers on pavement and then 2 kilometers on gravel. His speed on pavement is twice as fast as his speed on gravel. If he finishes his run in 180 minutes, what is his speed on the gravel surface? Give your answer to 1 decimal place where necessary. When you're setting up a question like this, I want you to think back to your Science 10 when you're dealing with speed. Okay, we know that speed is equal to distance over time, and if we rearrange this equation, we can also say that time is equal to distance divided by speed. You're going to need to know this formula in order to solve the problem. So we're going to put here pavement, and gravel, and up here we're going to have time, distance, and speed. All right, let's look at the information that we're given in the problem. It says Andreas runs 4 kilometers on pavement. So her distance on pavement is 4 kilometers and 2 kilometers on gravel. So her distance on gravel is 2 kilometers. Now it says that his speed on pavement is twice as fast as his speed on gravel. So if I give a variable v for my speed on gravel, then I could say that my pavement should be 2 times as fast as my speed on gravel. Now if we look at our time in terms of our time equals distance over speed formula, we can set up 2 fractions that represent the time for each pavement and the gravel. So the time on pavement is going to be my distance on pavement, which is 4, divided by my speed on pavement, which is 2 times my speed on gravel. Now my time on gravel is going to be my distance on gravel divided by my speed on gravel. Now I know that the time that I spend on pavement plus the time that I spend on gravel should be equal to my total time. So therefore, the time that I spend on pavement, which I know is 4 divided by 2 times speed, plus the time that I spend on gravel, which I know is 2 divided by speed, should be equal to 180 minutes. But generally I don't use minutes when I'm dealing with speed questions. So I'm going to just convert my 180 minutes into hours. So 180 minutes divided by 60 minutes per hour is going to give me 3 hours. So I'm going to say that the total time here is 3 hours. Now I don't need to include the h for now. All right, now we have a rational expression that we can solve. So let's find our lowest common denominator. So 2 and v are both factors in the first denominator. And in the second denominator, I have another v, but I don't have to include v again. If v is already a factor, I don't need to include it twice. So I'm going to multiply each term by 2 times v. So 4 times 2 times v over 2v plus 2 times 2 times v divided by v is equal to 3 times 2 times v. Now remember, the purpose of the lowest common denominator is so that we can get rid of our denominators. So I'm going to notice that 2v cancel in the first term, just v cancels in the second term, and nothing cancels in the third term. So I'm left with 4 plus 2 times 2, which is 4, is equal to 6v. 3 times 2 is 6 times v. I can combine my like terms. 8 is equal to 6v. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 6 so I can isolate my v. And I'm going to be left with a v of 8 over 6. And if I put this into my calculator, I'm going to get 1.3 kilometers per hour. Rounded to the nearest tenth. So that means that the speed that Andreas runs on gravel is going to be 1.3 kilometers per hour. But don't forget to include your non-permissible values. Your non-permissible values are that v cannot equal 0.